Yeah, so here's the story. We all were really excited to see the black and gold karate gi, our gis that were for the tournament with our Cobra Kai patches and everything. And so that day you're talking about is the day that we've got them and we got to put them on. And like you said, I didn't have my black belt. I'm like, where's my black belt? And I don't know whose mistake that was. Somebody in wardrobe didn't have my black belt, didn't get one. They had to borrow one. And they borrowed one from a kid who was, we called in all of these extra black belt fighters who were real black belts from around LA to come in and do some of the stunt fighting for the tournament. And they borrowed one from this one kid and they didn't tell me about it. They just said, "Here's your black belt. Now go film." Right? And I'm looking at this black belt. Now, if you're a martial artist, you know that a black belt, a belt is when it's stiff, it's new.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Bobby was a new black belt. I think he'd been a black belt for at least a year, maybe 2 years. And so I tried really hard, really fast to wear this belt in to fray it so some white strings were sticking out. And I took a nail file and I was working the edges of this black belt and I was working this belt over, and I put it in water a little bit and I was rubbing it, just trying to break it in so it hung. It didn't hang on my body stiff. It kind of, relaxed. If you see my real black belt, which is somewhere in my house, it's almost white,
Yeah.
from years and years of tying it and training. And so I tried to have that effect with this particular belt. And then we shot the tournament stuff, it's all over, and they give the belt back to the kid, and I'm in my dressing room and I'm putting on my stuff, and I get a knock on my dressing room door from our second AD, Hope Goodwin, and she's got this black belt with, and he's got tears in his eyes, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? She goes, Ron, did you did you work this? Did you do something to this belt? And I said, yeah, because I didn't know, right? They
Yeah.
just handed me a belt. I thought it was from wardrobe. Did you do something with this belt? And I said, yeah, I thought it was too stiff. I think Bobby was a black belt, has been a black belt for a while, and the belt was a little bit too stiff. And so I did work it over, and so it would hang better and look better on me. And she goes, "That's not your responsibility. That's wardrobe's responsibility." And
Yeah.
I said, "But Hope, Bobby is a black belt. He's been a black belt for a while. It's not your responsibility. Your job is to act. It's wardrobe's job to determine what you're going to wear." And I'm like, okay. And then out of the corner of my eye, I see John Avildsen walking over.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is a bigger deal than I thought. He goes, she's told me, she said, this kid, well, I don't remember his name, this is his belt. And he just got promoted to black belt. And this belt was given to him by his sensei like 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, because I'm a black belt, so I
Yeah.
know what that means when you're given your brand new black belt by your sensei. The belt has a lot of symbolism in it, and not to mention energy, what they call ki or
Yeah.
chi. The belt holds your energy, it holds your knowledge, it holds your experience. It's very important to someone especially someone who just received it,
Yeah.
And I kind of destroyed this belt that this kid sensei had given him, and the kid was just, you know, in he was devastated.
Yeah.
So I felt really bad for the kid. And she had said those words, and by that time she had said those words to me, John Avildsen was already watching to see what I was going to do or how I was going to act. And I said, I could, what else could I say? I said, "You're right. I'm sorry." And I
Yeah.
apologized to the kid.